Desperately looking for a way out after being spurned by Americans, shocking news that Meghan is moving to expand her market and regain her reputation in the UK. So, what are the specifics of this move, and what is the reaction of the people and those involved? New PR to come back to the UK?
Hello, friends. Welcome to the King YouTube channel.
So, reportedly, Meghan Markle is getting ready for a total image overhaul in the UK, and she is, quote, looking for a new PR expert in Britain. The proof? Well, it's her popularity is completely plummeting in America, and Harry has recently made a fleeting visit to London to visit his father, King Charles, after a cancer diagnosis. So, there have been a lot of talks about whether or not both he and Meghan are trying to come back. Supposedly, this is going to help Meghan gradually regain her image in the UK. According to an insider, even though Harry and Meghan see an opportunity emerge after the royal health problems of King Charles and Catherine, Princess of Wales, many members of the British royal family are apprehensive about taking them on because they're worried the Sussexes are not going to heed any advice. And there's also growing noise in the US that Harry would love to carry out duties on behalf of his father once again. Wow, okay, looks to me like yet another royal insider starting a rumor. Harry is not going to get royal duties again. No way, no how. There's no way Harry is ever going to get a job paid by taxpayers' money. So what? Is he offering to take on some royal duties for free? Because that's what some royals do. No, he's not doing that. Does he even have a UK address at this point? Has he ever bought a residence in the UK as some other royals do? Well, no, absolutely not. Another thing is, Harry's not going to get any free security paid by the people's money. This much has been confirmed. So essentially, Harry has been cut out. Harry's presence is neither required nor wanted. So I think he should just stay in the US. And as for Meghan, this is just another made up story riddled with these huge gaps of knowledge. Of course, if Meghan tries to come back, she's going to get a lot of strong opposition from the people. She can rebrand as many times as she wants to. It's not going to make one bit of difference. Unlikable, repackaged, is still pretty unlikable. Meghan Markle is all talk and no action. And again, that's not very likable. Telling people to do one thing and then turning around and doing the opposite, again, it's hypocritical and it's not very likable. The amount of money that woman has wasted on her clothing, all the private jet travel, the housing, the security, and getting other people to do her job for her could probably fund a small nation. I mean, the wedding cost alone is outrageous. They could have given that money to charities all around the world, and it would have gone a long way to eradicating hunger. The money that Meghan Markle has paid to get these awards would be funny if it weren't so incredibly pathetic. If you ask me, Meghan Markle doesn't need a PR specialist. She needs a salesperson to boost her ego. Meghan Markle doesn't listen to any onboard solutions or suggestions. She just wants attention all the time. A PR specialist, in my opinion, would be an absolute waste of money. If Meghan thinks all it's going to require is a new PR company to restore her image in the UK, she obviously has not been paying attention. Her deeds, her words, her behavior, the lies have shown everybody exactly who she is. And I don't care how much she pays a PR person, they're not going to be able to change that. Everybody's already noticed that Meghan doesn't listen to anybody who isn't saying exactly what she wants to hear. And all this because I guess Harry and Meghan are so scared that Donald Trump is going to kick Harry out of the US. They're desperate to get PR people in South Africa, if, of course, they'll have them. Even to do bigger things in life would start with making up with her father. I mean, that poor man, he never got to meet Harry, he's never met the invisible grandchildren. The way Meghan has treated him is so incredibly cruel, and let's forget about the rest of her family. So why does she believe the public would ever entertain her being back in the UK? She's been a complete failure in the US, and so she's looking to mooch off the taxpayers in the UK. I mean, it's funny to me that Meghan has figured out that it is her public relations people who are not promoting her correctly, when in fact, it's her fault. She is the reason that her popularity has plummeted. Harry and Meghan believe they somehow have a path back into royal duties. They are a couple of dreamers. Through what Megan does, there is a distinct possibility that she's looking for another person to handle her PR. That's typical of her, though. She's always pointing the finger at other people. Her reputation is her fault, and it would take a PR wizard to perform a miracle with her reputation. And both Meghan and Harry cannot be trusted. But at least I guess they can blame their PR people for anything that goes wrong. The fact is, no one can trust Meghan. I mean, what is it with people like her? She has no self awareness. She could hire a whole crew of PR gurus, but nothing and nobody could undo all that self inflicted damage. They already know all about every stunt that Meghan tries to pull, and Americans, and the British too actually, cannot stand people who are lazy, people who spout their so called good deeds when there's no evidence to substantiate these untruths. And maybe it's not a possibility, but it certainly would be a leap of faith to trust it again. I would be so worried that Harry or Meghan would get information and then sell the story to the highest bidder. It's not like they haven't done that before. I mean, as a couple, they have been out of the firm longer than they were in it, but they are still so desperate for that royal family connection in order to sell themselves. It doesn't matter what kind of PR firm they're working with. Megan must be dumber, though, than I thought she was before because she is still missing the point. She wants to have her brand, she wants to do things her way, she wants to be in control. She was given the role of wife of despair. I'm sorry, that's not all that impressive. And I guess it wasn't very impressive to Megan anyway, so she threw it away. The more she rebrands, though, the more she pushes herself forward, the more despised she ends up being. As much as she was criticized, her husband Harry was too. I mean, Meghan Markle is still just the wife of the spare, and he's not even really the spare at this point. He is nothing of the sort now that William has his heirs. Meghan Markle should know her place, and she should stay in it, and she should realize that is far down the pecking order. I can also give some free PR information. People do not like what they did to their families, both sides of the families. People don't like the way they moved to California, and people really hate the way that the two of them are using the Sussex name and royal connections to market themselves and make a quick buck. So save your money. No PR person can fix all the bridges they have burned. There are so many horrible things they have done that people are not going to forget. And really, people have given Meghan Markle credit where credit wasn't due. I don't think we have seen anything of what Meghan Markle is really capable of. There is no low she will not stoop to get what she wants. It's going to be pretty funny, though, to watch her attempts to try to get back to the UK. I mean, the public is completely against her, aside from a few Looney Tunes people that come out of the woodwork now and again. It should be a good laugh, at least, watching Meghan fail. But should we help Meghan see the reality of the situation? Well, Meghan Markle could not make her popularity rise in the UK. There is absolutely no chance of that happening. Most of the British public are never going to forgive her for the way she betrayed the royal family and the entire country for that matter. And she's just going to use them and throw them away again when she's got what she wants. I can never forget how they let that Oprah Winfrey interview be aired while Prince Philip was in the hospital terminally ill. And the Queen was also not in good health, and her distress was evident. I don't care what anybody says, that interview was unnecessary and it was so cruel. How Harry can live with that evil piece of trash, I will never know. The allegations and stories that have come out about Meghan Markle are just disturbing. I mean, she did so much just to cause upset to Her Late Majesty the Queen, the rest of the royal family, and the people of the UK and the Commonwealth. And most of what Meghan Markle has said was proven to be untrue. We cannot forget that. We can't deny the fact that Meghan Markle can try out as many PR firms as she wants to. But as far as most British people are concerned, Meghan Markle has no chance of ever being popular. Not after what she and Harry have done to the royal family. They're just a couple of nasty malcontents nobody wants around. And if Charles won't deal with them, well, then he's going to eventually hand over the throne to William. And I think William is stronger than his father. I don't think William is going to put up with those two. And there is certainly no opportunity for them to return because of Charles's cancer diagnosis. What, they think they're going to come back as working royals? Well, no chance of that. Whatever Meghan is going to do, maybe she can invest a lot of money in a new flamboyant British PR machine, but it's not going to make any difference. She's never going to be liked. People are never going to forget or forgive everything that she did to the late Queen, to Prince Philip, to Catherine, William, and their children, to Charles and Camilla. The list goes on and on. So, Meghan, don't waste your time. Don't try to come back. Meghan's reputation is damaged beyond repair in the UK. I don't care how much she spends on a new PR team, they're not going to be able to help her. Just like the new PR team in the US cannot change the public's opinion of her there either. And what do they expect from going with a new PR firm? A media campaign promoting Meghan doing some good work, charity work, helping needy people, serving food cooked by herself? What, we're expected to believe that nonsense? Good luck with that plan. I mean, up to this point, it hasn't worked. Nobody trusts Meghan anymore. Seems to me like it's going to be very difficult indeed for Meghan to regain her fame and power in the UK. And you, whether you support or oppose this decision, please let me know your opinion in the comment section below.
And don't be afraid to click the subscribe button to get more updates in the future. Thank you so much for tuning in, have a lovely weekend, and we'll be back to see you all tomorrow.